It's just that's not really an issue. Like I've had this phone for about a year now, so and it still works. It still does its thing. Um, my issue is just the returns, and that's probably like my biggest like iffy part about it is that like I was thinking about one day returning my iPad, and I was gonna start that process, and they gave me like a whole list of instructions to do. And usually, like for Amazon or some other company, they send me the shipping label. I get that shipping label. I take it to the U.S. Postal Service or UPS. Um, I'm sorry, United Parcel Service. Either one of those two locations, and it usually isn't a problem. They send it to where it needs to go, and that's that. In a few days, I get my stuff. But for some reason, I sent my stuff. I sent this phone, this Android phone, because I thought about it. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I really want to get this other Android phone, because my Android phone works fine. So I ended up just getting a different phone. And I was gonna use my previous phone for like navigation and stuff like that. And I was wondering, like, man, why the heck is like usually the returns are really prompt, and for some reason the return for this one was not very prompt. It was like very, it took a long time to even get a response from him. So I sent my stuff about like earlier this month, and then like today, which is like almost 5 days later, I get a response, but I didn't get a response from my email, and that was the weird part. I got a response from looking up the contact us or something like that, and they finally told me from there, like in their in-person message system rather than my email, that they just received it from their shipper. Shipper. I'm not even sure what the word is, but they got it from them, and then I guess they're gonna figure it out. And if it's damaged, then they'll send it back to me. But that's not gonna be the case because I took pictures, and it's in good condition. It's just I didn't really want it. Some of the aspects I didn't want because now for some reason they're taking away aux cables, and that's weird to me because I guess I get it. It's Bluetooth and stuff, and that's more reliable, even though I doubt that. But yeah. So they got that, and so it's just that length. That length and state is like and I think that's just the issue of having third party is it video games? No, I'm thinking about something else. I'm sorry. Third party devices is that I guess they're the middleman, and they give us a deal because their stuff is like, it reminds me of like, if you go to a factory warehouse and they have products and they have like a standard, and that standard is pretty high for these products, especially like with electronics. Probably, I've never been to a warehouse with like electronics, but I've been to a warehouse with other places. Usually, their standards are very high, and usually, if it's just like a small mark, like for instance, if it's food or something like that, and you get like a pack of 12 snacks, and one snack is like damaged or open or something like that, then that whole thing gets like discarded, or it's not available for selling, essentially. And so my assumption is similarly like they have a rating system of the type of phone you want, and I think that's why they have them at such cheap prices because a lot of these companies probably throw away a lot of good phones, technically, take quote unquote unacceptable phones, and they just probably got one micro scratch. So that's why when I think I get like a decent phone, and this was great. My last phone was real slow, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. The issue is just the return. If you It's great if you get it. They'll take like maybe a whole week to give you your stuff, but then take like maybe a whole week to get it back, and that's probably the biggest problem I have with back market. But apart from that, you get some good phones, get some good technology. I've been using a lot of technology from back market for a good price. Like I got what was the case, but um I get like all types of stuff back market for a good price. Because usually at these retail stores and stuff like that, they almost double the price. Now, mind you, another thing is that they don't have the latest. They might have the latest phones, but they don't really have the latest phones. And personally, do you need the latest phone unless you have the money for that stuff like that? Do you really need the latest phone? I remember I have Here, look. My previous phone was this one, and this is okay. It's dead, but I need to charge it. But it is a Samsung Galaxy A10e, so it was like a cheap phone, you know. And that I was fine. I was fine for that at the time. It still works. It still does its thing, does its job. But for some reason, you know, when I needed it, it did its job. Yeah, see, it works. I just want to upgrade, you know, and that was a good place to upgrade. But that's all I got. I'm like, I definitely recommend it. You know, see, does this thing. Just make sure you're okay with those wait times. It reminds me of another company, but yeah, that's it.